Have you heard of Göbekli Tepe? This ancient site is 7,000 years older than the pyramids, and it could rewrite everything we thought we knew about human history. In today's video, let's find out why archaeologists call Göbekli Tepe the eighth wonder of the world. Welcome back, everyone. It's me. Join me on this journey to uncover secrets of the past. On October 5th, 1963, a team of archaeologists uncovered some strange formations in the mountains of southeastern Turkey. These formations quickly revealed themselves to be thousands of huge T-shaped stone pillars. The discovery stunned the archaeological community because these formations turned out to be much older than any other human settlement ever discovered. When news broke of the discovery, many dismissed it as just another ancient settlement. However, further excavations at the site unveiled evidence of a flourishing prehistoric society that may have rivaled the greatness of ancient Egypt. In fact, Göbekli Tepe is now considered the oldest known human settlement in the world. To date, historians have found no definitive proof that there was life on Earth before 12,000 years ago. That was until 2006, when German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt and his team unearthed the ruins of an ancient village near the Syrian border. His team dated the village to between 9,600 and 8,000 BC. While some historians debate these findings, Göbekli Tepe's age is widely accepted to be around 11,000 years old, while the pyramids of Giza were built around 4,500 BC, making them roughly 7,000 years younger than Göbekli Tepe. Built by anonymous ancestors who remain unknown to modern man, this settlement had been lost for so long that its builders are only spoken of in hushed tones, as if to avoid waking them from their slumber. But how does Göbekli Tepe continue to amaze researchers even after being studied for nearly 6 decades? Let's find out together. Stone circles and T-pillar structures. When archaeologists first arrived at Göbekli Tepe, they assumed they would find a primitive camp where nomadic hunters made temporary homes while they hunted animals. What they found instead was beyond anything they could have imagined. Researchers realized that the seemingly random placement of the pillars followed a pattern. They were arranged in circles, D-shaped and oval structures. Each circle had its own entrance and consisted of up to 200 pillars, each weighing between 4 and 50 tons. Between these pillars were more intricately carved stones with spirals, handprints, and various animals such as lions, bulls, gazelles, snakes, cranes, beetles, spiders, scorpions, fish, and more. Many believe that Göbekli Tepe's creators worshipped these animals. However, archaeologists have not found enough evidence to support this theory. It is possible that the animals depicted in the carvings served as a form of protection against evil spirits. This is purely speculative. But one thing is for sure, the men who carved these figures were extremely skilled craftsmen. These structures resemble Stonehenge and other standing stone arrangements found across Europe. However, Göbekli Tepe predates Stonehenge by thousands of years. The similarities between them suggest that humans' desire to worship God and practice religion has remained constant throughout history. Göbekli Tepe's pillars were most likely erected to honor the gods during ceremonies. Evidence suggests that people from all over the region traveled to Göbekli Tepe to take part in religious festivals. However, we have no idea what happened during these ceremonies. We don't know if they were peaceful or bloody, solemn, or celebratory. There is also no evidence that Göbekli Tepe had a permanent population. The closest thing to permanent housing nearby are 2 small clay huts found within 1 mile of the structure. A common misconception: hunter-gatherers. The biggest reason people are shocked by Göbekli Tepe is that the settlement was built by hunter-gatherers. Around 15,000 years ago, humans evolved into agricultural societies. They domesticated plants and animals, and slowly developed villages that eventually became cities. This process transformed human history forever. As agriculture spread throughout the globe, more and more people lived in settlements and cities, and fewer people lived as nomads. However, Göbekli Tepe was built by nomadic hunter-gatherers. The people who built it did not farm, and it was constructed hundreds of years before agriculture became widespread in the region. To make matters even more confusing, the people who built it never seemed to settle down. Archaeologists have yet to discover any permanent structures or any sign that the builders of Göbekli Tepe stayed in one place for more than a few months. They had no pottery, metal tools, plows, or wheeled vehicles. Despite this, they managed to erect enormous pillars and carve strange images into them. How did these people manage to build such a complex structure without any advancement in technology? This question has stumped historians since the discovery of Göbekli Tepe. Many experts have attempted to explain the construction of the site, but none have come up with a satisfactory answer. One theory suggests that the people who built Göbekli Tepe used levers, rollers, and ropes to move the stones. Unfortunately, there is no evidence to support this theory. Another popular theory claims that the people who built Göbekli Tepe came up with a sophisticated method of moving heavy objects, but they left no trace of their methods behind. These people could have used a crane-like system or invented the wheel specifically to move the stones. However, there is no concrete evidence to support either theory. We simply do not know how people living in such a primitive state of development managed to construct such a complex structure. The decline of Göbekli Tepe. Sadly, the beauty and wonder of Göbekli Tepe are now a thing of the past. Today, the site resembles a hill covered in pebbles and dirt. The pillars and other structures once stood proudly on the hill, but they have been weathered away by the sands of time. Earthquakes and erosion have destroyed much of the site. Most of the pillars are broken and covered in weeds. Nature is reclaiming the site as her own, slowly erasing any remaining traces of human activity. Some archaeologists believe that natural disasters caused the destruction of Göbekli Tepe. Others believe that the people who built Göbekli Tepe destroyed it themselves. Perhaps the hunter-gatherers who built the site turned to agriculture and decided to leave their wandering lifestyle behind. Maybe they saw Göbekli Tepe as a relic of their nomadic past and chose to destroy it as a symbol of their transformation. But there's another, perhaps more sinister possibility. Could Göbekli Tepe have been destroyed by invaders? If so, what happened to its builders? Did they flee, leaving their home and gods behind? Or were they wiped out by a more powerful tribe? Unfortunately, we have no answers for these questions. All we know is that Göbekli Tepe was destroyed sometime before 7000 BC. That's when the Kemun people began building their own settlements in the area. These people were more advanced than the nomadic tribes that built Göbekli Tepe. They farmed and herded animals, lived in permanent homes, and crafted more sophisticated tools. But there is no evidence that they built anything as grand as Göbekli Tepe. What happened at Göbekli Tepe? Now that we know how old Göbekli Tepe is and what makes it so unique, let's talk about what really sets it apart from other historical sites. Göbekli Tepe is like nothing we have ever seen before. It was built by people who should not have been capable of such an undertaking. It was constructed without the use of tools that we would recognize today as advanced. Its builders seem to disappear without a trace, leaving us with more questions than answers. Göbekli Tepe challenges everything we thought we knew about human history. It turns our understanding of human development on its head and forces us to rethink the story we've been told. Archaeologists have struggled to understand how such a complex structure could have been built so early in human history. Some believe that the people who built Göbekli Tepe were more advanced than we think. Others believe that they used methods that we haven't even begun to imagine. We don't know if Göbekli Tepe was a religious site, a ceremonial center, or something else entirely. We don't know what happened to the people who built it or why it was abandoned. What we do know is that Göbekli Tepe is a testament to the ingenuity and creativity of the human mind. It is a reminder that we should never stop exploring and discovering, and that there is always more to learn about our world. What do you think? What do you think happened at Göbekli Tepe? How do you think its builders managed to erect such a complex structure? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to follow for more. Thanks for watching. See you next time.